Max. We're excited to be joined in the studio by our friend here, Pope Francis, in gear for Pope Week this week. My name's Sarah Pasternak, and I'm joined by Dave Molinaro.
Busy week. All the fall sports teams are headed towards conference play, but before that, field hockey had one more non-conference game against Goucher. Let's take a look. In a scoreless game in the first half, goalie Sarah Pasternak, you may have heard her name before, makes this great kick save and keeps it 0-0 early on. Fast forward a little bit into the second half, Pasternak comes up big again with this save, one of her 9 stops on the day to keep the Max in the game. Goucher would go on to extend their lead, scoring a few more goals, but the Max didn't stop as Patsy Murphy makes the turn and hits the shot towards the post, but it goes just wide, and the Max ended up falling to Goucher 4-0. On Saturday, Kings College came to Draper Wall Stadium, and the Max took an early 1-0 lead in the first half as Katonia hits the ball into the middle. Meg Dunnigan deflects it up, and Patsy Murphy puts it in the back of the cage for the second goal of the season for her. Later on with the game tied 1-1, the Monarchs on the attack and threatening to take a 2-1 lead, but Alexis Geller stops the ball trickling toward the goal to keep the game tied heading into the locker room. Late drama after Kings went up 3-0. The Max put up a fight as Katonia rips one towards the net. Meg Donegan puts it in the back of the cage for the first goal of the season for her. The score is now 3-2. Kings threatened one more time to put the goal away on the penalty stroke, but Christine McIntyre denies the attempt. The Mighty Max had a couple good opportunities, but couldn't fight back and ended up losing to Kings by a score of 3-2. The Max will travel to Stevenson on Wednesday and then host Keystone on Saturday at Draper Walsh at 11 o'clock. Make sure you come out.
On to volleyball. The Max lost to Ursinus, but hosted Rosemont in their CSAC opener last Saturday. Let's take a look.
In the first set, Miranda Jones lays up a beautiful set to Tess Kiefer, who puts it over the hands of the blocker for the point. The Max cruised in the first set, 25-5. Jones is at it again in the second half as she puts up another set, this time to the middle for freshman Morgan Wentz, who deposits one of her 5 kills on the day for the IU point and a 25-9 set win. In the third set, after Rosemont digs the Kiefer spike attempt, Kiefer hustles over to the other side of the net, and with Shelby Belk, they block the Rosemont attempt for another IU point. Short, sweet, and to the point, the IU girls win in 3 sets. Morgan Wentz would finish off the Ravens as she sets this spike for a 25-12 win in the third set and a straight sweep of Rosemont.
The volleyball squad will head to Wesley on Tuesday and Cairn on Thursday to continue CSAC play. Good luck, ladies.
The women's tennis team beat PSU Berks 6-3 and then swept Keystone 9-0 to go 2-1 in CSAC play. They will face PSU Harrisburg on Tuesday, Cedar Crest on Friday, and Newman on Saturday, all at the IU tennis courts.
On to the pitch. The men's soccer team had a pair of non-conference games last week. Let's see how they did. Let's pick it up in the first half of the scoreless game with the Max on the attack. Corey Burkhart sends the corner into the box and it's deflected around until Alex Schuler gets a good foot on it, but the defender heads it out of trouble last minute. The Nittany Lions scored to go up 1-0, and in the second half they're threatening to extend their lead even more, but Joe Lebonsky makes this great point-blank save to keep the Nittany Lions at 1. Still trailing by a goal, Eric Case goes up the right side of the field and sends it into the middle. Kyle Zumlon looks like a kid in the backyard on a slip and slide, diving that far with the header, but puts it just wide, and the Max is still down 1-0. In the final minutes of the game, Alex Noel hits a free kick over the top of the defense, and Pat Friend goes up and comes down with it, gets a head on it, puts it in the back of the net, but the refs called him offside. Oh, video replay. The Mighty Max would fall 2-0. Fast forward to the next game, the Max were determined to get in the win column this past Saturday against Delaware Valley, and they were playing aggressive early on. Mark Stoudemire had a great chance, but the goalie just gets his glove on it to keep the game scoreless in the first. The Max with some good passing in the middle of the field. Kyle Jumlon gives Steve Smith a great ball, one-on-one with the goalie. Can he get the birthday goal? No, diving save last minute. The game is still scoreless. The Max would finally break through towards the end of the first half. The Mighty Mac of the weekend, CSAC Weekly Honor Roll member Kyle Jumlon gets the ball from the 18, rips it, goes top shelf where Mama hides the cookies and puts the Mighty Max up 1-0. Jumlon added a second goal early in the second half, put the Mighty Max up 2-0. Now Santoni's turn off the corner. Watch this play. He kicks it, goes bouncing through the box. No one touches it, hits the back of the net. That's a goal for the Mighty Macs, and they win by a final score of 3-0. We're joined here by juniors on the Immaculata men's soccer team, Luke Santoni, Kyle Jumlon. Guys, how are you?
Good, Dave. How are you doing?
Good. I'm good. So the team's on a roll right now, won 2 of their last 3. This game this previous week we won 3-0. You guys both scored. You had a goal and an assist. Kyle had 2 goals. Luke, now you come off the bench and you're contributing, and there's a lot of other players coming off the bench as well. The freshmen making a name early for themselves. This team seems very deep this year. Is that the case? Are you guys feeling that as well?
That is the case. A lot of the players on the bench, they're ready to come in and bring energy to the team. They're ready to not only take off where the energy was when they came on, but bring the energy up a little bit.
And then Kyle, you had 2 goals this week, named to the CSAC Weekly Honor Roll. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It seems like you're getting more confident up front because of the trust in the back line. You have Matt Dunn, Corey Burkhart on the outside. In the middle, you got 2 leaders, the junior captain, Pat Friend. You have Aaron Bramble, the senior. And then in net, you have Joe Lebonsky. How does your confidence in them help you guys with your game up top?
The back 4, every year since we've had them back there, it's been great with those. But now that they are more confident with each other, it allows our midfield to move more, which then gives our whole offense just a lot more movement, easier ball possession on that.
And then Luke, this week we have 1 more out-of-conference game, and then Saturday starts Colonial States Athletic Conference play. Saturday at Draper Wall Stadium against Summit. Is the team starting to gear up? Are you getting ready for conference play? Is there a little more, excitement in the locker room pre-game?
Of course, especially in this last game, the case has been the practices before the game. We've been bringing a lot of energy, a lot of positivity to the training sessions, and that carries over right into the game. So let's hope that it'll happen this Saturday.
All right, guys, good luck. Thank you for coming on. Luke Santoni, Kyle Jumlon, good luck the rest of the way.
This Wednesday, men's soccer is heading to my neck of the woods to play William Patterson before continuing CSAC play on Saturday, home at the Drape against Summit.
Women's soccer opened up CSAC play this weekend, and after trailing 1-0, Carly Markey, Elizabeth Dudas, and Nicole Catania stormed back and all scored 1 goal apiece as the Macs topped Karen 3-1. They will play Newman and Marywood in CSAC play this week. Good luck, girls.
The men's and women's cross-country team were in action at the Highlander Invitational. The women placed 3rd behind a 14th place finish by Diana Cusick, who was named to the CSAC Weekly Honor Roll, and the men's team placed 7th after a 2nd place finish from Angel Tramal Rodriguez, who was also named to the CSAC Weekly Honor Roll. Congrats to both teams.
Golf opens up their season today at the Elizabethtown Invitational. Good luck.
There's a busy day on campus on Saturday. 4 teams in action. Starts off with field hockey, 11 o'clock at Draper Wall Stadium, followed by 1 o'clock games from the women's soccer team and women's tennis team, and then the men's soccer team rounds it off at 3:30. As I said, all on campus. If you can't come out and support the Macs, you're already on the website. Watch the live broadcasts on GoMightyMacs.com.
We're happy to be joined this week by one of our biggest fans, Pope Francis. That's all we have. Be sure to keep up with the Pope's events this week and with all the games. My name's Sarah Pasternak.
My name's Dave Molinaro.
And go Macs.